This podcast is intended for adults only. We do not condone the use of any illegal substances, and anything we consume is for educational purposes only.
Because, we should be afraid of a plant that grows from the ground. And, endocannabinoid system is, it's in your body and it produces cannabinoids. I mean, you know what? I'm going to stop because I'm going to rant. Just play the music, Mitch.
Supersize, y'all extra like a side of fries. Whoa, false guys who you idolize. Yeah, go against us, I would not advise. We the highest in the room, just look up once and you can find us. Our song should have more plays, but we too dope, they rewind us. All my targets lined up, every day my girl get fined up. All my clothes is local, bitch, I really write designer.
Highest in the room, yo, with your fuck. What's up, everybody? You're listening to the Canna podcast, where we are cultivating conversations concerning cannabis, culture, and creativity. I'm one of your hosts. I'm Mitch Narito.
And it is I, Eric Esteban, aka Miscellaneous Brown. I don't plug my special enough, but so many people that I went to a Chicago event just recently, and I kind of plugged my special with the stickers. And we also have Canna Kuyas stickers, but with the stickers, and so many people gave me such good feedback that I'm gonna plug it again. And yeah, you guys should watch.
Promote yourself.
I'm gonna say, I am AKA Miscellaneous Brown. That is my nickname, and it is also the name of my first comedy special on YouTube, available on 4x3 Productions YouTube channel. So like, subscribe, comment, do all the things on that. But I just wanted to start the show with that because I'm in a comedy mood, because we're gonna be on our way to UbeWorld
in San Diego,
after we finish
baby.
This episode. We're gonna record this episode. We did the customary smoke from the garden from the Buddha Lounge. We had some little jelly donuts. We had a little Jack Herrera.
Give them that grow update, Eric. What's going on with all the plants? We had a little bad news. We have
a lot of bad news. We lost 5 jars to powdery mildew because it's been really rainy, really humid, and then the temperature has just fluctuated even in the wine fridge to the point where we lost a lot of weed to powdery mildew.
And that is a we, because Eric gave me some and it did not last. It was
the rain. I feel like it was the rain. There was too much humidity in the air from the rain, and even wherever you were storing it, since you got powder, because it was rainy when right after you got the powdery mildew. It was rainy right before. You know what I'm saying? Like, so that humidity, where in a place where there's not much humidity, when it doesn't rain that often, it just fucked everything up.
For me, it was a burn because I still had a lot of the blueberry.
Mm-hmm.
Me
too.
I was like, dude, I got to get rid of this. So
2 jars I dumped.
I gave a lot to some people, and then they texted me like a couple days after. They're like, hey man, I don't know if it was us or if it was this, but like we noticed that it's growing stuff. Just want to be careful. And by that point, I was like, I already had smoked a good amount of this shit. I'm pretty sure I smoked some mold.
But because I was gonna smoke some Jedi cookies this morning, and then I checked it, and I was like, oh no, because it's what happens with weed that's stored in jars and or just containers. After a while, sometimes it's just nature, man. So certain fluctuations in temperature, certain lack of airflow, when the conditions are right,
it happens.
It happens on your bread after a certain amount of time, unless you're eating Wonder Bread. Apparently, I didn't realize it.
It's the preservatives, yeah.
But I don't want preservatives. That's part of the reason why I grow my own weed. I don't want. So the natural. It's gonna happen from time to time, and you're gonna lose 5 jars. I lost 5 jars, guys.
So it was the Jedi cookies and the blueberry short. Was it?
There's probably like 3 to 5 ounces per jar, depending on the weed, depending on the density of the weed. So like. Yeah, there was a good amount of weed in each of the jars. So
that's a shame.
I threw away a lot of jars, 5 jars of weed, because they all had powdery mildew, and most of it, I really do feel like a lot of it was the rain, but also I was away for a week, so the lack of airflow in the wine fridge, because nobody was opening and closing the door. And
like, is that okay? Because like I'm seeing that. Like, are you supposed to burp burper containers or like, you know,
Yeah.
like, what does that do?
It well, first, I believe for a lot of things, you know, fungus and is you know, fungus and bacteria and all the mold. It's all a thing where it has to be sedentary and set for a little while so it can grow. Even in the same way, even when they tell you not to foliar spray your buds because you don't want one drop of water to set in your bud and then stay in there and then get dry and be a little bit more wet than everywhere else because it's bad for powdery mildew, you know, because again, you can only control the temperature and humidity in your tents, in your humidor, in your wine fridge, in your fridge so much. You even get mold in your fridge if you leave something in there sedentary for long enough, right?
Yeah.
So it's more about the sedentary, and it's about the airflow, because the more you shake the jar and the more you open it and let the airflow go in, a lot of people say that lets the bacteria in, but there's bacteria in the air already. There's bacteria in your wherever you're storing it. You know, so that's not a thing. I think the airflow, that just the movement and having them move around and not be sedentary and be able to have mold stay and set and then in the middle of your jar, because that hasn't been moved around for so long, now there's the moisture grew and boom, there's mold.
Yeah, so for me, like, there was a smell to it, like it had that like sour, like mildewy type.
See, mine didn't even get that far. I only saw little bits of mold in some parts of it. I'm like, once there's mold in some parts, there's mold.
You can't salvage it.
So just throw it.
We don't recommend that you salvage it.
No, but see, that's one almost wonderful thing about growing your own. Yeah, it's a terrible thing that I had to throw away 5 jars, but I was able to look at the 5 jars and see the 5 jars and see that there was mold in there before I smoked any of it.
Yeah.
So that I could throw it away. Mm-hmm. You can't do that at the dispensary.
Yeah, you can't pick it up and hold it anymore. Like it's not like back in the day.
It's all prepackaged.
Yeah.
So guess what? You get that one bud that's got moisture in it. You could open up a bag of dispensary bud and boom, it's full of mold. You know, it's I don't know that it's happened to me yet because I haven't bought weed from a dispensary in a minute, but it also at the same time, you know, I'm sure it happens because if it can happen to somebody who meticulously stores his weed in a wine fridge, you know, at a good temperature, now I'm just going to up my temperature, my coldness on my storing, or like you were saying, I might get a humidor and I might even just plug that bitch inside or put it by the bar and do a humidor, and then I'm very seriously considering a Canna troll. I know we wanted to talk about that today.
I finally got off my ass and looked it up to see what Eric has been talking about these couple weeks.
I've been talking about it for like a month, and this fool just looked it up.
No, I mean, like, I could imagine what it is. Like, I was
because you almost think, oh, I could probably make this. Especially as a Filipino, you'd be like, I can make this.
Not make, but it was like
you can makeshift something to make it
work. You can find an alternative.
But really, there isn't anything on the market or anything that you can makeshift, because they made shift a bunch of wine fridges in order to calibrate this Canna troll to make it work exactly right. And so for me, it's worth the investment because
you don't want that again.
Well, not even that. It doesn't. You can still get powdery mildew, right? It's not a cure all for that. Mm-hmm. But at the same time, if you dry your weed perfectly, and the moisture is even throughout, it's a very hard chance you're going to get powdery mildew in your weed wherever you store it. And then if you store it at a humidor, well, then now you're cooking with gas.
Yeah, no, because like I had to re-up on a lot of stuff, like my containers, my grinder, like anything. Like I didn't want to take any chances, so I just got rid of it. And luckily, that stuff's not like super expensive.
No,
like,
and my jars, all I'm going to do is just clean them all out, soap and Lysol those bitches.
Yeah,
and they're fine to use again. I'm not worried about the jars. I'm not worried about any of it. I'm like I said, it's more about upgrading. And especially when I'm going to be drying this new upcoming harvest in May, and possibly if I pop some autoflowers in the next couple of weeks, maybe even June, it's gonna be hot.
Yeah.
And if it's hot, it's very hard to dry cannabis in the Buddha Lounge unless I have a Canna troll. And if you guys haven't researched a Canna troll like Mitch, because I know I've mentioned it a bunch on the pod, but Mitch is just now. It's basically a cannabis drying machine.
Yeah, that pretty much like the reason I took so long, because whatever you guys are imagining right now, that's it. That's exactly what it is. Like it's not like this crazy.
It's basically like a makeshift wine fridge with a big glass black door and shelves, metal shelves that you put your cannabis on, and it dries in 5 days perfectly.
Yeah. So, like, because I was asking Eric, like, what's the difference between doing that and just getting a tent? Like,
that's what we do now. We dry it in a tent now, and then we put it in jars. But now we do dry it in the tent. We would dry it in the Cannatrol, put it in jars, or put it in jars, and then put it in the humidor.
Yeah.
Now your chances of powdery mildew have dropped down to 0.
No, but see, like, I think it's interesting because when we started this podcast, we were much more preoccupied with growing and like getting these plants to flower and all that, right? And it's cool to see, like, now it's like, okay, we're learning more about the process. Now you have to do, like, we're
upgrading our home grow, but we're upgrading it in a way where we're not just buying new tents and new lights and all the things that people normally would upgrade, because I don't really want to create waste. My lights are fine. My tents are fine.
You're just dialing it in.
I'm just dialing it in. Exactly. Like my wine fridge is not fine. So if I can replace the wine fridge with a Cannatrol and a humidor, which, all together would probably be what I would spend for weed in like 4 months back in the day, I'm okay. That's fine. I'll just save the money and then buy these things and then upgrade the Buddha Lounge in that way, because it's just upgrading the Buddha Lounge basically and making it the best home grow, maybe in SoCal. I don't even want to claim anything. I just wanted the best grow for me, and how I grow and what I like to grow. And to be honest, man, like between my mom's plants being back there and all the stuff that my kids bought me this cool tiger rug, and I put these really nice comfortable chairs back there. I mean, like the Buddha Lounge is really coming into formation. Like you were like, are we going to record in here? Or are we going to record in there? Because it's really comfortable to be in there now. I'm really starting to enjoy being in the Buddha Lounge all the time, because we were just building it brick by brick, piece by piece, and adding the Cannatrol and adding maybe a humidor adding the Cannatrol and the humidor, I think would be another brick of that puzzle that's going to make it even that much better of a place to smoke and hang out and be.
So how are the other plants? Like, give us the update on what do we got growing right now? We got the chicken and waffles.
Chicken and waffles is great. It's got huge, stupid fan leaves, like stupid fan leaves. And I'll post some video on the Instagram. So follow us on at Canna Kuyas on Instagram, and I always post videos on the stories of the current grow, but also I will from time to time post some videos. But it's gotten weird with the way they're handling cannabis content on Instagram, so I don't post as much on the Instagram, but I do post a lot of stories. So stay tuned to the stories on Canna Kuyas, and you'll see like the chicken and waffles and the GMO, the platinum GMO, and I got another round of a little plant of blueberry, a DJ Short blueberry.
You're still gonna try it? You're gonna keep?
It's in there. I didn't want to throw it away. Not throw it away. I shouldn't say that. But it's just a difficult strain to handle even after you harvest it, because it's very leafy to trim. It's very moist, and it takes a long time to dry. And yeah, it's a difficult strain, but I'm gonna keep it because it's really good weed once if you can
If you could deal,
if you
with
can
all
deal
that.
with all the funkiness and the powdery mildew and everything else, and you got to watch out for when you're curing. I mean, hey, it's great. It's really good weed. It's got a good duration to it, and you can and it will linger. You'll be like, oh shit, the blueberry's still here, but it is a bitch to grow and it's a bitch to trim. And again, it's such a dense, moist weed that it can be a bitch to cure and dry and store, because that was the one that got, it was like, I think I had 3 jars of that and all of it had powdery mildew.
No, I will say though, like the Jack holds up really well.
The Jack is strong, powerful. It's consistently good weed. It, all of it. Jack, you picked the home run. No, for real. I would not have picked it, because as far as most of the Jack that I ever smoked before my own Jack that I grew, I did not enjoy it. I didn't like it. Now Jack Herrera is my favorite sativa, and I keep it in my garden. I have a mother plant of it that's growing right now, and I'm cloned it out to crazy. By the way, speaking of clones, if you are listening to us and you are in the SoCal area and you want some of these genetics, hit us up in the DMs on Instagram, and maybe we can link up and we could trade genetics if we're both growers, or if you want to start to grow. I've been passing out clones to all my friends, so we got lots of clones to give out, or if whatever you want to do. If you want to donate to the Canna Kuyas, that can happen too. But either way, I'm just saying, if you want to support us, you can buy a t-shirt on the 12productions.com at our website. You can buy a Canna Kuya t-shirt, or you can come see one of our shows, because we're going to be, in about 20 minutes, we're going to be leaving to go to San Diego to do UbeWorld San Diego at Mic Drop and reunite with Mikey Perry, Mike A. And also Justin Rivera. Awesome to be always working with the legend Justin. I mean, his pictures everywhere in every comedy club I work at. Homie is a road dog, and he's been doing this for a long time, and it's always an honor to be on the bill with him. So yeah, we're you and me are on it, and Mikey and Justin, and it's always a good time at UbeWorld. I feel like he's got more space and time to play them big games that he wants to play.
No, yeah. So last time, in one of the previous episodes, I talked about going out to Plano, Texas to hang out with Mikey and do the show with him out there.
And we talked a little bit about the aftermath of that, and how the weed is like THCA. I'm not trying to. That's like diet weed or
no. It's the same.
It's caffeine-free coffee or
yeah.
Whatever.
It's just a different.
Cool.
It's a legal thing.
I'm cool with that.
No, but Mikey really has been putting a lot of effort into these Ube worlds, and it shows. Like, the community always comes out to support, and they always have, like, Mikey is really locking in the games and how he wants it to feel in the flow and everything.
Yeah,
and,
it's great.
And he's really just giving a space for us Filipino comics to be out there, to showcase us, and just to show everyone that we are out there.
Dude.
We exist. No,
it's great, man, and it's also I've seen it from day one grow all the way through now, and I'm excited to be a part of it, and I'm excited to go this Sunday. I mean, we haven't been to San Diego in a minute, so I'm excited to be back in San Diego and see Ryan from Illa Manila, and of course we'll also see Michael Pablo. The shout out to Pinoy Street Team, guys who make our Canna Kuya hats. By the way, we got our new Canna Kuya Gucci Banig hats.
Gucci
spelled Goochi.
Do you know what a gooch is?
What's a gooch?
A gooch is the same thing as a taint.
Well, then even better, Gucci Banig hats.
Come buy your taint hats, everybody.
No, they're Banig. Banig hats are like it was like a rug, but it's a cool texture of a hat.
Yeah, no, it's a wood brim.
It's a wood brim hat. Thank you. See, that's why Mitch is a better name. See, because I named Gucci, like Gucci, like Gucci the brand, but I spelled it bootleg. That's why.
Yeah, but bootleg turns it into something completely.
Turns it into a taint.
It turns it into a perineum, if you will.
Where did you learn that a gooch is that? What?
That's what I don't know.
Where is that?
That's like I learned that in high school, like because what was it? I went to all.
I didn't even know I had a taint until like college.
Yeah, taint here, taint there, taint your balls, taint your asshole. Like,
wow, you guys had a different education out in the West Coast, and also 10 years prior to when I grew up.
No, they like taint, gooch.
No, taint I knew, but I didn't know gooch. Was it like
gooch?
Somebody could just call it their gooch one day, and then that's stuck?
Like because I remember this because like when I was at like 10th grade, I had a health class.
Okay.
And we had a skeleton, like one of those anatomical skeletons, just to show. And the teacher used to call him Perry, right? And we're like, why Perry, right? Oh, it's short for perineum. And we're like, what the hell is a perineum? Oh, perineum is your taint, your gooch.
So your teacher taught you that?
Yeah, he was a good teacher.
I guess. I don't know, gooch. That's weird, but the only where I got the gooch from was, Gucci, the brand name, but also from, you remember the gooch. Did you ever watch Different Strokes? That old show in the 80s with Gary Coleman and Todd Bridges?
I know the show.
They all ended up like dead or porn stars or...
Yes. I do know Different Strokes. But
Different Strokes. Anyhow, in Different Strokes, the bully that would torment Arnold was named the Gooch.
Oh.
So... that was the only gooch that I knew. And so when you say the gooch is now a reference to the taint, well, then that kind of ties in. Bullies are fucking taints.
Yeah,
bullies are the taints of the world. So he was aptly named the gooch. Anyhow. There's my old 80s pop culture reference for anybody who got that. There's probably, you'd have to be over 45 years old to get that joke. So
or very into TV.
Or very into TV, or very into old pop culture like Different Strokes, which was a really good show. And it had a great theme song. That's what I'm thinking most, like One Piece.
Yeah.
You like One Piece, right?
Yeah.
That theme song to One Piece in the beginning, I never fucking skip it. Never fucking skip it. It's a great fucking song.
Yeah.
Right? I think that's a lot of what is missing in pop culture today are like theme songs, the TV shows that we could all sing together before the fucking show.
I don't think that's true because, like, okay, coming from... like I probably realistically like one generation behind you, 2 generations behind you.
One. Jesus Christ, you're 10 years younger than me, fool.
Hey, generations.
You're not even a generation. You're not in. You're a millennial. Like
I'm an elder millennial, technically.
You're an elder millennial, like my sister.
So
she's like 5 years younger than me.
But like, yeah, we had all the good. Like cartoon theme songs,
all the fucking cartoon theme songs, all the good cartoons.
We
watch cartoons.
We had
they're not all cartoons that were now drawn for people like our age. All of them, except for there aren't very many. Cartoons.
We had so many good theme songs. We had TGIF.
We had everything.
We had Family Matters, Step by Step. It was all the same guy too.
We had the actual Full House, not this Fuller House garbage.
But it was the same guy who did like all 3 theme songs. I think it was Full House, Step by Step, and Family Matters.
Yeah, they were all around the same.
It's the same guy, same singer.
Well, but it's still catchy as fuck and made you want to watch, even though I really didn't care for either Full House or what was the other one with your Urkel?
Family Matters?
Yeah, it wasn't my.
You didn't like that?
I didn't like either of those shows. I thought they were all Timu Cosby's.
Oh, okay.
They were all Timu Cosby's, which is now a modern reference because now if you think something is cheap, it's a Timu something.
It's a Timu.
Yeah.
Before we just say bootleg.
Yeah, but now you can say Timu. You could say Sheen. I got some Shein pants. They're nice.
I don't shop with them. I don't shop Shein because I feel like I feel like I have to be careful. Like I will buy stuff off of online vendors, right?
Yeah, me too.
But like Temu and Shein, like they're the ones where it's like, yes, they will send you what the picture is, but then the picture is not always. It's like, oh,
Sometimes the picture is from like the ankle up, and you're like, what the hell? And
yeah. Like I've ordered shirts, or my wife has ordered shirts, right? And it's like they come in the mail and they're like literally doll clothing. It's like, oh, this was made for a toy.
We'll see, and then you can also do this shirt if you want to show. We don't have video yet. We're gonna have video after episode 50, but
it's rainbow bright, and then it says this weed is loud as fuck.
But it's so fucking huge because I normally buy an XL or a large in my shirts, depending on the shirt, and so I ordered an XL on this, and it feels like an XX.
You got a dress. You got a dress on.
XXL. So I can only wear it. My mom would be like, "That you can only wear that pang bahay."
That's for sleeping.
That is only for sleeping.
That's for when Eric
because
is sweeping the backyard.
It looks like a fucking nightshirt. It looks like a nightshirt.
It does.
But it's okay. I'll post pictures online. You follow us on Canna Kuyas, and you can see the pictures of the nightshirt.
That's all I wore in the '90s, nightshirts. I would go down to.
Man, I'm happy these baggy clothes are coming back. I am so fucking happy. I'm be wearing overalls to the thing, and I'm gonna look like Filipino Mario Brothers.
No, had like back in the day they had those shirts like there was like one. It was like a duck. He had like a baseball cap, and it was like "I'm the boss," you know, you know what I'm talking about.
No, I have no fucking.
You never seen that?
I never had a duck shirt that said "I'm the boss."
When I was a kid, like there was a bunch of like they're still around, but there was a bunch of like 3 for $10 or 5 for $10 like shops, you know, like you could buy T-shirts, and like in the Valley they had some wild ones, right? Like, did you ever see?
You know what? I want a shirt. I want a duck shirt that says "I'm the boss."
Yeah, like it was that. What else? It was like 99% angel, 1% devil. You know, like it was like stupid stuff like that.
Yo, there was this. I went to this laundromat right here in Burbank, and they had this embroidery where they had embroidered stuff on sweatshirts and hoodies, and it was fire.
Yeah.
They had like Kobe's face on the back of a shirt, and it was embroidered. It was really beautiful, and like. They had Jordan, of course, because he's the greatest, and then Kobe. Oh, by the way, we were talking about to bring it back to cannabis and growing rather than all this pop culture. Well, because we talk about culture,
cultivating conversations,
cultivating kind of conversations about all these things, and what weed cultivates is sometimes pop culture conversations about weird shit. But to bring it back to the grow, we also have the Gelato 33.
Yeah.
The best weed I've ever smoked, the best weed I've ever grown. But also, this tree that's in my fucking tent is amazing. Mm-hmm. It's the most beautiful plant I've ever seen.
What's the cut? Just say it. What is it? What cut is it?
It's the Gelato 33. It's the Larry Bird cut.
Yes, we've talked about this.
Right. But we also have, because from Buds and Roses, that's where we got the Gelato 33 from as a clone. And we grew that from clone. It's probably the most beautiful plant I've ever grown. It's beautiful. I mean, it's even with the bamboo shoots and spread out and the whole thing. There's so much bud growing on. It is a beautiful plant. And again, follow us on Instagram. I'll post this video of this on the stories. But, man, the Gelato 33 crossed with Legend OG. I told Mitch that we kind of have to have a new name for it. And since we're here in LA, and I'm not a Boston fan. I never really liked Larry Bird, even though shout out to my homie Mac Brandt, who played his dad in Showtime. But that's neither here nor there. I'm just saying that. That's just a name drop. But I was never really a fan of Larry Bird, but I am a fan of Gelato 33. So I'm gonna keep calling it Gelato 33. But the Gelato 33 crossed with Legend, Mitch thought of a really nice name for that strain, because I feel like we should have a new strain for that, because it's 2 strains crossed with one, or 2 strains in one. So we should have a new name for it. It'll be the first Canna Kuya named strain. So what is the name of the strain?
It's the fuck Boston. strain. So if you get to have a Larry Bird cut, I get to have a fuck Boston cut.
I told you I'm only calling Gelato 33, but that's the name of the Gelato 33 Crosswood legend.
Yeah, so I'd be like, hey, is this the fuck Boston or the other one? So
just gives you an opportunity to say
fuck Boston.
Okay, that's fine.
Never Boston.
Never Boston.
Never Boston.
So okay, well, since we talk about pop culture and basketball, who do you think is going to win the championship this year?
Oh, I don't know. I always got to say the Lakers. Like, they got a chance, right? Like, I always got to say they got a chance. But I will give it up to Chicago. I saw that game the other night.
Woo!
I'll give that up to you. That was
With old man LeBron standing in the background.
No.
Woo! Giddy!
No, but that's Lakers. That was just them being.
No, but the Bulls are playing well together, and it's nice that they're starting to come together, even though it's going to amount to nothing because they're not going to.
We'll see, because we do have Luka. We do have the.
Listen, man, my team now, especially since I moved to California. Not to say that I will always be a Chicago Bulls fan through and through, but my team, right now, I'm about to buy a Jimmy Butler jersey.
Okay.
I like Jimmy Butler.
Okay.
I've liked Jimmy Butler since he was a Bull.
I can't hate.
He got drafted as a Bull.
Dude, like I've been experiencing a lot of this stuff online lately because like being from LA, I grew up with, but then people want to gatekeep and be like, if you don't know like this one little fact about the Dodgers or the Lakers or whoever, it's like you're a bandwagon fan or you're a fair weather fan, and fuck that. Like
I like to have people to watch the game with. That's what I like.
Yeah,
it's enjoyable. You don't need to. There's no knowledge. Like we just had a thing with the Chicago folks where we got together and watched the Cubs.
Yeah,
and the Cubs beat the Arizona Dodgers our Arizona Diamondbacks for the first time. And no, because every time we would get together with this particular group of Chicagoans that live in LA, the Cubs or the Bears would always lose. So it's the first time that they won a game when we went together.
Because honestly, I would say the legit beefs, like growing up, the legit like LA beefs, like fuck Boston,
for sure, you can't be a Boston Celtic fan in LA. I
would say that like in terms of baseball, like there's always a big rivalry with the Giants, but like I got respect for them.
I think that's more of a California rivalry than a baseball thing, really.
But see, like, okay, if you ask, like, and like I've discovered this, and this is me. It may not be reflective.
You know better than I would.
But like, so in terms of that rivalry, like, okay, so you got the Giants, you got the Warriors, right? Like, NorCal will always talk crap about SoCal, right? Like, but then SoCal will be like, they're cool. We don't think about it. Like we just
but it is very much more heated
going south, right?
Correct.
Like South gets a little more hate, because and I get that because like we stay winning,
but also I think Oakland teams, especially maybe not San Francisco teams, but Oakland teams were always underdog teams for a long time. Like the Warriors were underdogs for a long. Like I liked the Warriors in the '90s with Tim Hardaway and Chris Mullin, and those Warriors were fucking cool. I enjoyed that, and their Warrior that blue and yellow is that I want that Tim Hardaway jersey, to be honest.
Was it white chocolate? Wait, what team was white chocolate on?
He was on the Kings.
Yeah, see, I like the Kings back then.
This Kings got a hard jersey too. That purple and black. Oh man, all day. Because I'm down towards San Francisco, California, all the way through it. I
like the coast, like even when we had the when they had the Supersonics,
the Seattle Supersonics. I want one of those jerseys too. All them old school West Coast jerseys are fire.
Like you can find, they're really hard to find.
Nuggets, that old one with the skyline on the front with
the multicolor.
Get like that Abdul Rauf jersey with the dude that fucking did the fucking Muslim prayer during the national anthem. Oh come on.
So with basketball,
I missed the '90s, man.
No, but in basketball, like the rivalries are there. They're whatever. Like people are always gonna hate on LA.
I'm an old man.
It's okay.
All I talk about is nostalgic things.
It's okay. That's good. At least you got your wits about you.
Oh my god.
There'll be one day when you can't remember, unfortunately.
No, hopefully not.
I think weed might help. We'll see. We'll see.
No,
jury's still out.
Jury's still out. I'm all right.
But then in terms of other rivalries, like just fuck the Astros because they're cheaters. Like
I mean, with the Cubs and the Cubs and White Sox is the rivalry, and the Cubs and the Cardinals.
Yeah.
The Cardinals it's always been a rivalry. Obviously, the Bears and the Packers.
Yeah.
I don't really know much about the Blackhawks really because I don't really follow hockey.
Yeah, I know.
But and as far as the Bulls, their rivals would be the Pistons.
Yeah.
But also Jazz.
Utah?
Well, back in the day.
With who? Like Malone and Stockton?
With the Malone and Stockton. The final two championships were championship 5 and 6 were against the Jazz. And that would have been one of the best rivalries that I've ever seen. When it was Jordan Pippen versus Malone and Stockton and Malone were at their peak.
Yeah.
Like Malone had just probably had just impregnated that 13-year-old.
Oh yeah.
Jesus
Pass
Christ.
on a body. Pass it on a body like John Stockton.
PDF file, Karl Malone. No, but for real, I mean, he did that. But anyway.
Oh, man.
The rivalry is real. Go Bulls.
There's some Utah, like, you bring
Rivalries
up some
never
old
die.
crap. You bring it up
Fuck
some
you
old...
if you're listening in Utah. I love you, and I hope you good luck with your grow, but fuck your team, the Jazz.
There's some Mormon out there, like, super pissed right now.
No, but you know what, though? There is one good thing about the Jazz. Current Jazz, Jordan Carlson, Filipino.
Oh, yeah,
He's on
yeah.
the Jazz.
He was on the Lakers.
Which I wish he would have stayed on the Lakers. That'd have been better. But that's the one good thing I can say about the Jazz is that they got Jordan Clarkson. Clarkson. Thank you, Jordan Clarkson. Kelly Clarkson, Jordan Clarkson. I don't know how to pronounce. Give him anyway. I mispronounced it, Clarkson. Excuse me. Sorry,
Johnny Carson. He plays for Utah Jazz.
Johnny Clarkson. All right. Anyway. But you know what? I would love to basically talk about what's next in the grow, like as far as perpetual, because we've got a whole bunch of clones, and I kind of want to also pop seeds, but I also don't want to run too high on the plants and have too many plants. So I'm in a perplex, and also June is the month that we kind of take off, right? Because it's too hot, and it's the time to start the plants on veg, and then veg them for like 2 months and get them really big so that by the fall,
it's ready.
It's ready. So this May harvest has got to get us through till
summer. Pretty much.
Get us through the whole summer. And that's part of the reason why I want to invest in a Cannatrol whenever I can afford it, and a humidor probably whenever I can afford it.
I mean, you could I think
the humidor I can probably buy sooner than later, but the Cannatrol is $1,200. So, I think like
is it 12 or 16?
Either way, it's still over $1,000.
Yeah.
So it's gonna be. I might have to wait till about June and just save for it and then buy it in June.
I think at this point though, like considering like like the issues that we've had post grow, like it would be like if it is something that like yourself, you're gonna keep doing it. So like I think it would be a worthwhile investment.
I mean, dude, it's more about, do I want to stop smoking or do I want to buy weed at the dispensary anymore? No. Okay, so what are the best ways to get the best weed possible? And so it's like we're talking about, it's just upgrading the grow and upgrading the Buddha Lounge, and it's just another piece. But the Cannatrol is the summertime Canna-Kuya goal. Mm-hmm. So if you guys buy a T-shirt, or if you see us at the show and you want to buy a sticker or you want to buy a hat, all that money will go towards the Buddha Lounge Cannatrol and the higher quality, perfectly cured, perfectly dried Buddha Lounge weed. And now we have our own, we have a strain that Mitch is going to name, and the name of that strain is...
Fuck Boston. Fuck Boston.
Wow. All of our East Coast listeners.
I don't care.
They turned off. They turned off a while ago.
Only the ones in Boston.
Only the ones in Boston. And who knows? Maybe we have there's some Filipinos in Boston. Do you think?
No, I'm pretty sure there are. But if there are, still, fuck the Celtics.
His bitterness runs deep for the Celtics. It's the same thing with me and the Packers. But, I've
inherited this beef.
We've all inherited all the rivalry beefs of the sports teams. Let's be honest.
Yeah.
It's just one of those things you're born into, and the people around you teach you how to hate.
It's not hate. I still got respect for him, like somewhat. But like as human beings, I recognize you're human beings. But as an organization and as a team, in the words of Tupac, fuck your bitch and the clique you claim.
Or just the new strain name. Fuck Boston. All right, yeah, I think that should be it, man. I think we got the grow update. We had a nice pop culture discussion.
Yeah.
About basketball and 80s TV
and taints and gooches.
Jesus, yes, that's right. That's what brought up the 80s TV was the gooch. Gooch. So whether the gooch is a bully from an 80s TV show that you watched back when you were a kid,
or that area of skin between your
butthole and your ball sack. Either way, you learned something today.
The more you know. So, guys, just a reminder: always, like, subscribe, leave a comment for us,
write a review. Tell us your favorite 80s TV show to watch when you're baked. Because we can watch them all now. We can watch them all streaming.
Yeah. Tell us what you grew up calling the taint or gooch. But show us some love, everybody. But you've been listening to the Canna podcast, where we are cultivating conversations concerning cannabis, culture, and creativity. I'm Mitch Narito.
And it is Eric Esteban, a.k.a. Miscellaneous Brown. Watch the special. Do the things. Stay high. Stay elevated. And listen to us next week. We're coming back next week.
We'll be back. So to all the marijuana ates and Canna Kuyas, stay lifted.
Stay elevated.
That's what it was. Eric smoked a little too much.
I always smoke too much.
Peace, everyone. Thanks for listening.
Bye.
Yeah, I got my hoodie on, now peep the chest as human catalyst. Downtown Chula Vista, on 3rd Ave where I go cop some shit. Fuck a thief, so fuck zoomies, yeah, they whack ass jacket shit. Yeah, I move too swift, so I'm striking silence. Fuck the violence, man, check my mileage, cause I got drive. First tour, I drove 6 states, never thought I'd be there right by my side, man. What a time it is to be alive. See, I'm charged up, feeling energized, build an enterprise, move supersize. Y'all lecture like a side of fries. Whoa, false guys who you idolize, yeah, go against us, I would not advise. We the highest in the room, just look up once and you can find us. Our song should have more plays, but we too though, they rewind us. All my targets lined up, every day my girl get fined up. All my clothes is local, bitch, I really rock designer.
Gang, highest in the room, yo, we get fucked up. Ay, you can count on Trey, can't bring the loud pack. Ay, get us in the stew and that's game over. Western Metal Building, that's a home run. Yeah, get the up or leave the fuck a Folgers. Little bitch, I made the beat and dropped the full verse. I just hit a steelo, I got dripped up. Package born and raised, bitch, I got dripped up. Y no se compara. Yo estoy con mi pana, se llama Trega, fumando ganja. Estamos con Cali, fumando en Cali, yo sé que traen ganas. Ella me dice, papi, que terminamos la cama. Highest in the room, yeah, we get fucked up. You can count on Trey, can't bring the loud pack. Get us in the stew and that's game over. Western Metal Building, that's a home run.
Yeah, we got hits like Tatis and Machado, man, we know you're not a leader. Cause all our moves you just follow, packing big bowls. You know we just scooped up that gelato. Cause I smoke killer, my shirt iller. Yo, ask our dealer, we the highest in the room, just look up once and you can find us. Our song should have more plays, but we too though, they rewind us. All my targets lined up, every day my girl get fined up. All my clothes is local, bitch, I really rock designer.
Highest in the room, yeah, we get fucked up. You can count on Trey, can't bring the loud pack. Get us in the stew and that's game over. that's a home run.